Good morning, students. Welcome back in the e-learning platform of Shiksha Mandal GS College Commerce Wardha. In previous class, we have seen the types of communication according to purpose. In that, we have seen business communication and general communication. Okay, and in business communication, we have seen the features of business communication and we have seen the advantages and disadvantages of business communication. In general communication, we have seen the features, that is the nature of general communication, and in that we have stated that business communication means that is a formal communication and general communication is informal one. Okay, and as I mentioned that in any organizational setup, communication is essential tool. Okay, so when you communicate with your employee in a proper way, then only, and it is a contagious process. If the internal communication is well, then customer satisfaction would be great and a response would be great. Okay, and for any business, response is very important. Okay, and in communication, feedback is very important. Okay, when you say a successful communication, when whatever objective that has been decided by a sender has exactly interpreted by the receiver, when he decodes proper message, then only you can say that the successful communication has been done. Okay, so sender message should be interpreted exactly by the receiver, then only you can say that the successful communication has been done. And these are the process. Okay, so communication is essential, and also these types of communication is also essential to be a successful in communication. Okay, so as we have seen this type of communication, now today's this is our last topic. Okay, under communication, and as I mentioned that this unit carries 16 marks. Okay, so one long answer question would be there and two short answer questions would be there. Okay, so in that you can get the questions like mention describe general communication and what are its advantages and disadvantages. Okay, and in long answer question would be like define the communication and explain in detail the different types of communication. Okay, so according to this you can prepare it. So now today our topic would be advantages of general communication. Okay, as I mentioned that this is informal one, and formal and informal communication both is essential. Okay, you cannot say that only formal communication is required, because until and unless you won't have informal communication well, there cannot be a proper trust. Okay, and as I mentioned that in every party there is advantages and disadvantages as well. Okay, so we have disadvantages, that's why we say that we have scope for another party as well. Okay, so while you when you study, for example, no, so you should focus on a particular one type. Okay, for example, if you are focusing on general communication and its advantages, when you study advantages, automatically you will be prepared with the disadvantages of another party, or when you focus on disadvantages of one party, you will be prepared with the advantages of another party. Okay, so that comparative attitude you should develop while you study. Okay, so this is very essential, and now we'll focus on advantages, and first advantages would be satisfaction of personal needs. Okay, as yesterday we have mentioned that satisfaction of personal needs is impossible in formal setting, because one needs to understand the formats, and in that format only the communication has been done. But in terms of informal setting, the satisfaction of personal needs would be higher, because there can be a one-to-one communication that can be considered as informal communication, where if anybody has facing any difficulties, that can be resolved. Okay, and as it is informal way, the persons can ask different questions as well. Okay, so that is very essential. Then a second would be obtaining love and friendship. Okay, it is very essential to work in a friendly atmosphere, because if you have if you have trust with another employee, if you have love, then your efficiency would be high. Because when you understand somebody, when you feel that someone is cooperating you, it's natural that you would meet that person regularly, and the work can be done. Because playway method is essential to carry out any activities. You cannot say that okay, I will be doing and the rest of the person is just watching, okay, and I will be the responsible, I will be the authority and everybody should follow my order. Okay, that autocratic attitude is not something that attitude will create disbalance in the friendly zone. Okay, so it is essential to have love and friendship between the employee. Then third advantages would be it dilutes fatigue. Okay, for example, when you work together or when you work as a team, then you think that you have all the assistants. Okay, for example, if you get any difficulties, if you are not feeling well, then the next person would be doing your activity. So through that way you can feel fresh. Okay, so automatically it will dilutes fatigue as well. And fourth one is that supportive. Okay, you will get instant support from the next employee, so you will feel relaxed and you will get proper guidance as well. Okay, for example, if there is no support at all, you will feel alienated. Okay, and you will think that this organization is not catering my personal needs as well. Okay, so there can be the negative atmosphere in the work, and it can hamper the development of organization, because this is something very essential to carry out certain goals. Okay, then favorable attitude. For example, if all the employees are coming together, okay, and the best skills can be collected, okay, or best expertise can be collected, and there would be a great work altogether. So the favorable attitude, and attitude is something is very important. For example, if you are working for a particular advertisement, no, so you need different dimensions. Okay, you cannot say that a particular narrative is essential to present a particular product. Okay, for example, if you are working on any ad section, okay, so there should be a different dimensions as well, because you cannot say that just one narrative is fit for that particular advertisement. Okay, it's because you after all, response is something that you cannot target a particular audience. Okay, you need to think a different individuals. Okay, and when you are targeting a different individual, automatically your internal committees should be diverse. Okay, you cannot focus on particular individual and one narrative. So this is essential, teamwork is essential, and that's why when you have informal atmosphere, there can be a favorable attitude. Okay, for example, if the employee is not satisfied, okay, so even if he has a particular idea, he will tend to hide it, because particularly if he is not getting a personal attention to that particular organization, so he will feel obviously he won't be active in the discussion. So that's why it is essential. Then updating knowledge. For example, if you need a particular guidance about a particular process, then this is also very helpful method, because when you are in a formal setting, you have a limited opportunity to talk with your manager or boss. But when you are in informal setting, there can be the different ways through which you can get a additional information as well. For example, suppose if you want to understand the different background of particular organization, then formal setting would not be essential. You should go beyond it. Okay, so this is something very important. Then awareness as well. For example, in informal setting or when you communicate with each other, you will get lots of things, lots of hidden things which is formally cannot be announced. Okay, because there are limitations. Formal setting you will get. And what is the main thing is here, that there are so much thing that is hidden. Okay, that cannot be written or that cannot be announced formally. Okay, so this is the communication where you can get all the details. Okay, for example, suppose if you want to be for example, you can take your example. Okay, if one topper student is there, okay, and you want to be a friend of that person. Okay, so the formal setting you cannot get all the details of that particular student, but when the informal setting you can get a different information, and then through that you can prepare it, that how can I get all the details of that person. Okay, so through this way you can also develop your personality as well, because when you think in a different way, automatically you will work on that way, so through that you can develop your overall personality as well. And this is something essential, because communication will add something to your personality. Communication, when you have good command over something, or when you speak fluent language, if the clarity is there, then automatically the response would be great. Okay, and response is something very essential. Then self help. Okay, through this also you can get, you are helping yourself. Okay, for example, if you want some information, and if the formal setting is not essential, then you need informal setting. For example, if you want to get some additional information, for example, announcement is there that you will have to carry out this project. Okay, and now at certain point of time you got stuck. Okay, and now you are not getting any help, which is something that creates problem in organizational setup. For example, every time you cannot go to manager to ask something, that how should I carry this activity. Okay, you need someone who is close to you, who is personally giving attention towards you. So through this way you can help yourself as well. Okay, so self help is possible through this communication. Okay, again, for example, if you want to develop yourself, for example, you think that the superior is good one. Okay, he is expert, so you can take informal guidance. Okay, for example, if you are doing PhD, okay, the informal setting you will get only one guide, but it is not essential to have one guide. There are so many guides, but they are informal one, so that through that way you can help yourself. Then employee morale. Okay, this is something very essential, because when we discussed yesterday, in business communication, we said that employee morale would be less. Okay, because it will be reduced. Why? Because if employees are not satisfied within the organization, they won't work properly. If job security is not there, okay, if they are feeling insecure about the institution, their morale would be less. Okay, and they will feel insecure about it. But if there are the opportunity of informal communication, when they are discussing with the colleagues, okay, and if they are getting a personal attention, if they are getting informal guidance as such, then the employees morale would be high. Okay, and it will also impact the productivity of organization. Okay, so this is very essential, that with the formal communication we should focus on informal communication as such, because these two sides should go hand in hand. You cannot focus on particular, and that's why we have all the types. Okay, You cannot say that only one communication is essential. Then good relationship. Okay, so after all, what is the product of this all things? That you can have a good relations within the organization. Okay, so for example, in family we have informal setting where we can maintain a good relationship with our brothers, fathers. Okay, so through this way, you can say that first one is our home, second one is our workplace. Okay, so workplace can be considered as a second family, second home. So informal setting should be there. Now these we have particularly talked about the advantages. Okay, but as I mentioned that there are disadvantages as well, because what if there are too much informal communication within the organization? That is also not good. Okay, so what would be the disadvantages? That it will create obstacle working, because what if they all are good friends, there can be gossip. Okay, obviously they will talk about, they will criticize someone. Okay, they will talk about different things, politics, films, everything. Okay, so through that their efficiency will be low. Okay, and through that, if the more gossips would be there, more quarrel. Okay, so more problems within the organization. So these are the disadvantages. Then lowering efficiency as well. What if when the tiffin timing is there, okay, and in tiffin timing, rather than focusing on about a particular project, they will focus on different aspects. Okay, for example, within the organization they will target someone. Okay, they will laugh at something, and through that way they will consume lot of time. Okay, so this is a disadvantages. And obviously, as I mentioned, when you target someone, when you abuse someone, when you say something bad about him, there is a possibility that there will be conflict between the two individual. Okay, suppose today you targeted someone else and he got hurt. Okay, so obviously he will take revenge, then conflict would be there. Then and when you have informal setting, no, they will feel like a home. That is the advantages. But also when you have a particular home, what will happen? Even if father is giving instruction to a particular daughter or son, what they will do? They tend to disobey it. Okay, because it is an informal setting. अगर आपके मम्मी ने कुछ आपको बोला तो ऑब्वियसली क्या करते हो आप? नो नो नो, टुडे आई वांट टू, आई हैव सम वर्क्स. ओके, so in the same way, if the informal setting would be there, no, they will try to escape from the work, and that we call as a shirkers. Okay, so escapism is something they will go for it, and they will try to avoid the work, because as they know that even if I will avoid the work, the manager is my personal friend. Okay, we have a good relation. So even if I will do tomorrow, he won't say, because after all, when you share food, when you share a good friendship bond, so due to that, obviously what he will think? No, no, no. This is something we have personal connection, so we cannot say. So through that, it is very important to understand the accountability as well. So there cannot be too much informal communication. Okay, it is essential. But as I already said that excess of everything is bad. There should be all things in limited way. And then an atmosphere of distrust. Okay, for example, if there are so much informal communication. Okay, two persons are talking. Okay, and if the third person will think that they are talking about me. Okay, that day they were discussing something like this. Okay, so groupism would be there, and when the groupism would be there, there can be the atmosphere of distrust as well. As you have experienced it, when you study it and when you understand it, this is something very easy. Okay, and then reacting to ugly form. If it becomes in a excess, no, for excess of informal communication, then there can be the chaos in the within the organization. Then it would be very difficult for a particular manager to regulate the activities, to control the activities, because if the excess of everything, it will reduce everything. So students, this was a basic difference between the formal and informal communication, business communication and general communication. Okay, so as I mentioned that these all types are important and it carries 16 marks for your examination. So you would be getting one long answer question and two short answer questions. Okay, so one long answer question would be having 8 marks and two short questions would be carrying 4 into 2, 8 marks, so 16 marks. So when you study for this particular unit, you need to focus on nature of types. Okay, when we have studied, for example, we have studied business communication and general communication. Okay, so in first we have discussed nature of business communication and general communication. Okay, that nature you can consider as features of business and general communication. Remember, when we have started it, we have done two separate compartment. One would be business communication. Then we have discussed distinguish between what is the business communication and general communication. That all points you can consider as features of that particular business communication. Then we have discussed advantages and disadvantages, and through that also if you want to add something, you can add, and in this way if you study it, you can understand it, because comparative study is essential. Through that the longer retention would be possible, because when you want to memorize it, it is very essential to understand both the parties simultaneously. Okay, so I hope that you have understood it, and today I want to tell you that through this way we have finished our unit 3, that is communication. And tomorrow if I get something, for example any essential or important topic related with communication, we would be discussing in tomorrow's class. So tomorrow will be the last lecture of this unit. Okay, meanwhile, thank you, be safe.